Muni. O great sage, Kripaya Muni, graciously be pleased to listen to the prayers of my humble self. For my mind is troubled by affection for my daughter. You have actually given me all instruction. My doubts are almost destroyed, but I have some one problem. I have too much affection to my daughter, and I am looking for some qualified husband for her. So I need this problem to be solved by you, sir. This is the mood. Prabhupada is continuing the purport from the previous verse. When a disciple is perfectly in consonance with the spiritual master, having received his message and executed it perfectly and sincerely, he has a right to ask a particular favor from the spiritual master. So Prabhupada is, what is he setting now is, Kardam Muni is a spiritual master, Swayambhu Manu is a disciple. So Swayambhu Manu instructed, Kardam Muni accepted. He accepted sincerely and perfectly. Now he has a right to ask some favor. So generally a pure devotee of the Lord or a pure disciple of bona fide spiritual master does not ask any favor either from Lord or from a spiritual master. But even if there is a need to ask a favor from a spiritual master, one cannot ask that favor without satisfying him fully. So you must qualify to ask favor by fully satisfying him. Swayambhu Manu wanted to disclose his mind regarding the functions he wanted to execute due to the affection for his daughter. So he was revealing his mind, it means Goyam Akhyati, Prachati. By seeing you, all my suffering has been destroyed, but one suffering hard to remove remains in my heart. Having been given the relief by your mercy, I will remove this suffering also along with the others which you have gone, which are already gone. You are an ocean of mercy. I have one suffering that does not go away even by power of discrimination, pariklishta. Okay. Verse number 9. Priyavartutan padayoho swasyaham duhita mama anavichati patim yuktam vayashila gunadibhi. My daughter is the sister of Priyavarta and Utanpad. She is seeking a suitable husband in terms of age, character, and good qualities. Prabhupada is speaking about the good qualities. The grown-up daughter of Swayambhu Manu Devhuti had good character and was well qualified. Therefore, she was searching for a suitable husband just befitting her age, qualities, and character. The purpose of Manu's introducing his daughter as the sister of Priyavarta and Utanpad to great kings was to convince the sage that the girl came from a great family. She was his daughter and at the same time the sister of Kshatriya. She did not come from a lower class family. Manu therefore offered her to Kardam as just suitable for his purpose. It is clear that although the daughter was mature in age and qualities, she did not go out and find her husband independently. She expressed her desire for a suitable husband corresponding to her character, age, and quality, and the desire for to the father, and the father himself, out of affection for his daughter, took charge of finding such husband. So now next verse says, 9 to 14, please accept Devhuti for following reasons. Now the reasons from 9 to onward. Yatha tu bhavatah shilaha Ashrano Nardhas Esha Tvaya Asit Kirtanisya. The moment she heard from the sage Narada of your noble character, learning, beautiful appearance, youth, and other virtues, she fixed her mind upon you. Srila Prabhupada writes, the girl Devuti did not personally see Kardam Muni, nor did she personally experience his character or qualities, since there was no social intercourse by which she could gain such understanding. But she heard about Kardam Muni from authority of Narada Muni. Hearing from an authority is a better experience than gaining personal understanding. Any other example like that? Rukmani never saw Krishna, heard from. So hearing and then achieving, hearing from authority and then achieving the goal is bona fide, rather than personally experiencing something. She heard from Narad Muni about Kardam Muni was just fit to be her husband. Therefore, she became fixed in her heart that she would marry him. And she expressed her desire to her father, who therefore brought her before him. Generally, the sequence is that the girl tells to the mother, mother tells to the father, and then the process begins. Dhruv Maharaj? बुआ के लड़के थे कपिल मुनि. ध्रुव महाराज के. Dhruva is son of Utanpad, and Utanpad's sister is Devuti. ठीक है. बुआ के लड़के के पास जाना था, पूछना था कहाँ है. अब दोनों के एज में कितना फर्क है कि करदम वहाँ कपिल का जन्म हुआ था जब ध्रुव हुआ था तब या नहीं, ये तो एग्जैक्टली हमारे को उनके पहले 2 बेटे हुए फिर 3 बेटियां हुई. तो जब 2 बातें हो सकती, जब ध्रुव महाराज को जरूरत थी तब कपिल देव का जन्म नहीं हुआ होगा. लड़की की शादी बाद में हुई और ध्रुव महाराज का ऐसे भी हो सकता है कि जन्म ही बाद में हुआ हो. और दूसरा, कपिल मुनि सिद्ध आश्रम चले गए हों घर छोड़ के, उसके बाद पैदा हुआ हो ध्रुव महाराज, ऐसे भी हो सकता है. एग्जैक्टली हमारे पास ये इनका क्रोनोलॉजिकल डिस्क्रिप्शन नहीं है कि पहले कौन पैदा हुआ दोनों में से, लेकिन ऐसे लगता है कि ध्रुव महाराज पहले पैदा होना चाहिए और देवूति और करदम के विवाह बाद में होना चाहिए, क्योंकि लड़कों का लड़का पहले ही वॉज रूलिंग, प्रियव्रत वॉज ऑलरेडी रूलिंग, और देवूति की शादी बाद में हुई है ऐसे लग रहा है. ध्वनित ऐसे हो रहा है, बट एग्जैक्टली वी डोंट नो. चलो अच्छा रिलेशन आपने ढूंढ निकाला है इनका. सो देयरफॉर प्लीज एक्सेप्ट हर, O chief of the Brahman, for I offer her with faith, and she is in every respect fit to be your wife and take charge of your household duties. The word है graha medhishu, karmashu. So Prabhupada's purport is graha medhishu karmashu. The word graha medhishu karmashu means in household duties. Another word is also used here, sarv atman anorupam. The purport is that the wife should not only be equal to her husband in age, character and qualities, but must be helpful to him in his household duties. The household duty of a man is not to satisfy his sense gratification, but to remain with a wife and children and at the same time attain advancement in his spiritual life. One who does not do so is not a householder but a graha medhi. 2 words are used in Sanskrit literature. One is grasta and other is graha medhi. The difference between the graha medhi and grasta is that grasta is also an ashram. or a spiritual order, but if one simply said thee, for a Graham to accept a wife means to satisfy the senses, but for a Grasta, a qualified wife and his assistant in every respect for advancement in spiritual duty, activities. It is the duty of the wife to take charge of the household affairs and not to compete with husband. ये किसका क्या मतलब? Not compete with मतलब नौकरी करने नहीं जाना चाहिए, बैठ के घर संभालना चाहिए. इसका अर्थ ये है. कॉम्पीट का अब तो लड़कियां कहती है हम भी कमा रहे हैं तुम भी कमा रहे हैं, कौन सी बड़ी बात है, क्यों तुम्हारी सेवा करें. अब पकाना नहीं आता है लड़की को भाई, घर में रोटी. वो बाहर वाला पकाने वाला आए या बाहर से क्या क्या बोला? हाँ, दिमाग पकाते. हाउस होल्ड एक भी काम आजकल की बच्चियों को नहीं आता. मैं किसी कमिश्नर के घर में गया तो मैंने कहा आपकी बेटी, बोला ट्यूशन. बोला वो तो पढ़ लिया है ना. बोला उसकी शादी होने वाली है, वो घर के काम काज में कैसे होता है उसकी ट्यूशन ले रही है. पोछी वाली आए तो कैसे ऑब्जर्व करना है, बर्तन वाली आए तो कैसे ऑब्जर्व करना है, वो देख रहे हैं तो पता ही नहीं है वो करना क्या है. बहुत से घरों में गए, रोटी गोल रोटी बनानी नहीं आती. हमको पूछते हैं क्या करें. हमने बोला आपको हम नया तरीका बताते हैं, अब जैसी आए वैसी बनाओ, फिर एक कटोरी लेके उसके उसमें से गोल बना दो. इजी मेथड बता रहा हूँ आपको गोल रोटी बनाने का. नहीं, इट्स रियली बिग प्रॉब्लम है. आजकल की बच्चियाँ हाउस होल्ड के बारे में ज़ीरो नॉलेज रखती हैं. ज़ीरो नॉलेज एक्चुअली. ये प्रभुपाद का पर्पट कह रहा है हाउस होल्ड कॉम्पीट नहीं करना चाहिए हस्बैंड से. कॉम्पीट करने का मतलब उसी के काम करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, आपका काम है घर संभालना. एक मुझे अच्छी हाउस होल्ड वाइफ मिली, बहरीन में था, उसका हस्बैंड डॉक्टर था. मुझे कहा मुझे 1 लाख रुपया तो सैलरी मिल रही है, मैं अगर काम करने गई तो ये मेरे बच्चे हैं घर में, इसको मेरे को किसी मेड के पास रखना पड़ेगा. तो जब बड़े हो जाएंगे बच्चे और जब मैं बूढ़ी हो जाऊंगी तो ये भी मेरे को ओल्ड एज में डालेंगे, क्योंकि मैंने इसको बचपन में नहीं देखा तो ये मेरे को बुढ़ापे में क्यों देखेंगे. इसलिए मैं नौकरी नहीं करना चाहती. आई कैन सेक्रीफाइस 1 लाख रुपीज़ बट आई कैन नॉट गिव अप दी सर्विस टू माई चिल्ड्रन. बड़े हो जाएंगे तब देख लेंगे. तो ये हाउस होल्ड में भी इंटरेस्ट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. बच्चों का कोई बच्चा घर में काम करने को तैयार नहीं है, कोई बच्चा पेरेंट के साथ सेटिस्फाई नहीं है. बहुत बड़ी समस्या है ये हाउस होल्ड जो प्रभुपाद ने लिखा है. वो इक्वल बनने की क्या ज़रूरत है, नहीं ज़रूरत है. इट इज़ द ड्यूटी ऑफ द वाइफ टू टेक चार्ज ऑफ द हाउस होल्ड, नॉट टू कम्पीट विद हस्बैंड. ए वाइफ इज मेंट टू हेल्प, but she cannot help her husband unless he is completely equal to her in age, character and quality. Next verse. बहुत समस्या है. कुछ लोग हैं जो बाहर ही खाना खाते हैं, घर में पकाना ही नहीं आता है, क्या खाएंगे. एक वाइफ ने कहा कि मेरा पति आता है तब भी मैं खाना खाती हूँ, उससे पहले मैं कभी नहीं खाती हूँ. बड़ी पतिव्रता होगी. अच्छी है. बोला नहीं, कैसे. पर जब वो पकाता है तब खाती हूँ, तो उससे पहले कैसे खा सकती हूँ. इसलिए आप कोई भी शादी करने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि किसी को हाउस होल्ड आता नहीं है और घर गृहस्थी संभाल नहीं पाएंगे. वो संभाल नहीं पाएंगी और आपसे संभला जाएगा नहीं. इसलिए जैसे तैसे भागवत को अपना बंधु मान लो, इसी के साथ जीवन को व्यतीत करो. तव एक बंधु मम, तव एक स्वहृद, इसी को मित्र बना लो. नहीं तो बहुत बड़ी समस्या है भैया. कृष्णा. अब कहते हैं आपके मन में भी शादी करने की इच्छा थी. देखो, To deny an offering, अब ये तो principle है. Now this verse is a principle. Principle क्या है? To deny an offering that has come of its own, of its is not commendable even for one absolutely free from all attachment, much less one addicted to sense pleasure. आप शादी करना चाहते हैं, हम आपको पत्नी लड़की देने आए हैं. अब आप यहाँ कहो कि नहीं नहीं मैं डिटैच हूँ, मैं सन्यासी हूँ, मुझे नहीं चाहिए. ऐसा करना ठीक नहीं है क्योंकि आपकी शादी की इच्छा है. दूसरा वर्ष कहेगा फिर आप किसी से मांगने जाएंगे और वो मना करेगा, तब आपको लज्जा आएगी. हम देने आए हैं, फिर आपको लेने जाना पड़ेगा. और उसका प्रिंसिपल फादर ऑफ द गर्ल गोज टू फाइंड आउट द बॉय. If the father of boys go to the girl, this is not etiquette. कल आप जाके मांगेंगे लड़की, तब आपको लज्जा आएगी, आपकी इज्जत चली जाएगी. That's what the two principles are here. So this is one principle. In the material life, everyone is desirous of sense gratification. Therefore, a person who gets an object of sense gratification without endeavor should not refuse to accept it. Kardam Muni was not meant for sense gratification, yet he aspired to marry and prayed to the Lord for a suitable wife. This was known to Swayambhu Manu. He indirectly convinced Kardam Muni, you desire a suitable wife like my daughter, and she is now present before you. You should not reject the fulfillment of your prayer. You should accept my daughter. You should not say that you cannot accept my daughter because you are a detached Asiatic. Sense object which come of their own accord, udyatasya, should not be denied. Knowing your inner desire, I have come here. You should not conceal your desire from me. He identifies Kardam as Kama Raktasya. Kardam Muni का क्या character है? Kama Raktasya. Kama means desire for wife. Raktasya means one who is inclined to or attached to. Verse number 13. Ya udyatam anadritya kinasham abhiyachate khiyate tadayasyaha spitam manaschavajyaya hataha. One who rejects an offering that comes of its own accord but later begs the boon from a miser, thus loses his widespread reputation, yasha, and his pride is humbled by the neglectful behavior of others. This is the purport. The general procedure of Vedic marriage is that a father offers his daughter to a suitable boy. That is very respectful marriage. A boy should not go to the girl's father and ask for a hand of his daughter in marriage. That is considered to be humbling one's respectful position. लड़का लड़की के बाप मांगने नहीं जाना चाहिए, लड़की के बाप को आना चाहिए. इसका मतलब दान देने वाले को आना चाहिए, दान मांगना नहीं जाना चाहिए. कन्या दान करना चाहिए तो फादर को करना चाहिए ना जाके. The father has to come and offer. It's called kanyadan. लेने वाला जाएगा मांगने वाला, तो वो तो ठीक नहीं है. That's what principle. Swayambhu Manu wanted to convince Kardam Muni, since he knew that sage wanted to marry a suitable girl. I am offering just such a suitable wife. Do not reject the offer, or else, because you are in the need of a wife, you will have to ask for such wife from someone else who may not behave with you so well. In that case, your position will be humbled. Another feature of this incident is that Swayambhu Manu was the emperor, but he went to offer his qualified daughter to a poor Brahman. Kardam Muni had no worldly position. He was a hermit living in a forest, but he was advanced in culture. So, therefore, in offering one's daughter to a person, the culture and quality are counted as prominent, not wealth or any other material consideration. Character of the boy is most important, and culture of the boy is not important, not his wealth or something else. So Kardam was a poor, saintly person, but he was a king, emperor, but he wanted to give because the boy was qualified. This verse speaks of conduct in this world. One who rejects something out of shyness, number one, shyness, and because of concern for position, because my position will be lost, and then beg that object from one who will not give it, lose fame, shyness, destroyed by the strength of the desire. One's honor also is destroyed. Even the wise man of mature vision, क्या हुआ? Even a wise man of mature vision should accept those objects not forbidden, which comes without asking for good fortune, after surmising that even having detachment, it will be destroyed by the desire in one's mind. So the whole idea is, I am now giving you something which you desire. If you don't accept because of shyness or because of your position, what the other people will say to you, then again you need the same thing. You will go to ask from somebody and he may not give you. At that time, your position will be very awkward. Your glory will be minimized. Therefore, it is better to. So these are the logic he is giving for accepting the daughter. The last verse of this session. Okay. Aham tva shranvam vidvan vivaha aratham samudyatam atatvam upakurvanaha prattam pratigrahana me. Upkarvana ka hai? Upkarvan, what is the meaning of Upkarvan? That brahmachari who only was to remain brahmachari up till certain age is called Upkarvan. The other brahmachari is one who wants to live. The brahmachari whole life is Naistiki brahmachari. So Kardam Muni was Upkarvana brahmachari. So Prabhupada is speaking on this word. Swayambhu Manu continued, O wise man, Vidwan, I heard you were prepared to marry Vivai. Please accept her hand, which is being offered to you by me, since you have not taken a vow of perpetual celibacy. So Prabhupada writes this thing. Principle of brahmachari is celibacy, and there are two kinds of brahmachari. One type is called Naistiki, other type is called Upakurvana brahmachari. And this Upakarvan brahmachari will remain brahmachari till 25 years, then take permission of a spiritual master and accept a wife and remain as a householder for some time, and then he must retire at some time. Swayambhu Manu requested Kardam Muni to accept his daughter, since Kardam Muni had not taken the vow of Naistiki brahmachari. Okay. Now next session. 15 to 20. Kardam accepts the offer with a condition. So Kardam is ready to marry with a one condition, and that condition is, after giving the progeny to fulfill the desire of my father, to increase the population, I will renounce. I will not live with your daughter for whole life. So Prabhupada writes that this is the right training. One must, the two things to learn in this. Number one, the man should never remain householder throughout life. He must at least take to one person. Number two, the woman should always be protected by father, by husband, or by grown-up son. That is the whole purpose. So see here what is that. Rishi Vacha Bhadam udvodukamo ayaham apratacha tvatmaja avayoranurupo assa adyo vehaiko vidhi. So first he is speaking about the Devuti. The great sage replied, certainly I have a desire to marry, and your daughter has not yet married or given her word to anyone. So first, she is virgin. Therefore, our marriage according to the Vedic system can take place. So Prabhupada's purport is, there were many considerations by Kardam Muni before accepting the daughter of Swayambhu Manu. Most important is that Devuti had first of all him. She did not choose to have any other man as her husband. That is a great consideration because female psychology dictates that when a man offers her heart to a man for a first time, it is very difficult for her to take it back. Also, she had not married before. She was a virgin girl. Also, these considerations convinced Kardam Muni to accept her. So, this is something Prabhupada is speaking, the psychology. Anyway, this is not topic good for brahmachari. Let us go further. Therefore, he said, yes, I shall accept your daughter under religious regulation of marriage. There are different kinds of marriage, of which the first class marriage is held by inviting a suitable bridegroom for the daughter and giving her in charity, well dressed and well decorated with ornaments along with dowry, according to the means of the father. There are other kinds of marriage such as Gandharva marriage and marriage by the love, which are also accepted in marriage. Even if one is forcibly kidnapped and later on accepted as a wife, that is also accepted. This is called Rakshas marriage. This is a Rakshas marriage. And Rukmani and Krishna has three marriages, Gandharva, Rakshas and Vidhivat. The first was Gandharva, by second was Rakshas by kidnapping, and third was Vidhivat by Vedic system. So there are different type of, and then Prabhupada writes in another purport, other type of marriages are not in Kali Yuga possible. Only Vidhivat is the system now prevailing. Okay, all these considerations made Kardam Muni agree. Okay, next verse. उसका कहते हैं लव मैरिज, गंधर्व मैरिज. चिट्ठी भेजी और उसके बाद आए और उठा के ले गए. दैट्स कॉल्ड गंधर्व मैरिज. और वर्स नंबर 16. काम सभूयां नरदेवत्यस्याः पुत्र्याः समामानय विधौ प्रतीतः क एव ते तन्यामनाद्रियेत स्वयेव कान्त्या क्षिपितिम् इव श्रियम्. Let your daughter's desire for marriage, which is recognized in Vedic scripture, be fulfilled. Who would not accept her hand? She is so beautiful that her bodily luster alone, she excels the beauty of her ornaments. So ornaments become beautiful when they are used by your daughter. She is the Bhushan, what it's called. The Abhushan become beautiful by coming in contact with a beautiful person. So, Kardam Muni wanted to marry Devuti in a recognized manner of marriage, prescribed in the scripture. As stated in Vedic scripture, the first class process is to call the bridegroom to the home of bride. This is a standard system. The boy has to go with a marriage party to the house of a daughter's father. That is the standard method, Vedic method. Okay? And the home of the bride, and the hand her to him in charity with dowry of necessary ornament, gold, furniture, and other household paraphernalia. This form of marriage is prevalent among higher class Hindus even today, and is declared in the Shastra to confirm great religious merits to the bride's father. What? To give a daughter in charity to a suitable son-in-law is considered to be one of the pious activities of the householder. This is Kanyadan. There are 8 forms of marriage mentioned in the scripture, Manu Samrti, but only one process of marriage, Brahma or Rajasic marriage, is now current. Other kind of marriages by love or by exchange of garland or by kidnapping the bride are now forbidden in the Kali Yuga. Formerly, Kshatriya would at their pleasure kidnap a princess from the another royal house, and there would be a fight between the Kshatriyas and the girl's family, and if the kidnapper was winner, the girls would be offered to him for marriage. Even Krishna married Rukmani. This is the Prabhupada is giving example. And Krishna's son and grandson also did the same thing. The son of Jambavati Samba kidnapped Lakshmana, the daughter of Duryodhana, and there was a fight between the two groups. So Prabhupada gave this whole story. So such marriages were current in bygone ages. But at the present moment they are impossible because, why? A strict principle of Kshatriya life have practically been abolished. Since India has become dependent on foreign countries, the particular influence of her social order have been lost. Now according to the scripture, everyone is Shudra. The so-called Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya have forgotten their traditional activities, and in the absence of these activities are called Shudra. Janama Jayate Shudra, Kalau Shudra Sambhavaha. So Prabhupada says only one marriage now practical. So next, I think next session we are in. Except the Dehuti. What is the other condition? Verse number 70. Yan karmaya prishte konad angri shobha Vikranatim kandoka vihavalakshani rakshim Vishwavasaho nyapatat swada vimana Vilokya samoha vimudha cheta. Kardamuni says, I heard that once Vishwavasu was flying in his aeroplane, and from the top of your palace he simply saw the beauty of your daughter, and he fell from his aeroplane. So, Prabhupada's purpose is, in the olden days there were aeroplanes, and also the palace was so high that even the ringing of tinkling of ankle bells of Devuti were heard by the Vishwavasu Gandharva. That was the whole purpose, is like around these 2 points. Is it okay? That's what. The Harmaya Prishti. Kanava Angri. Kanava Angri means? Angri means ankle bells. Kanava means ringing of the ankle bells. Beauty are handled by the tinkling of ornaments. Okay? So this is, I have heard that Vishwavasu, the great Gandharva, his mind is stupefied, last word. Vimudha Cheta. With infatuation fell from his aeroplane after seeing your daughter playing with a ball on the roof of a palace. For she was indeed beautiful with her tinkling ankle bells and her eyes moving to and fro. Vival Ikshana Ikshana. So Prabhupada's purpose is, there were skyscrapers in those days, and also Harmya Prishti. Harmya means very big palatial building. So there were, and Swat Vimana, they have also aeroplanes. So these are two things. There were aeroplanes and there were skyscrapers in the olden days. Okay. Next verse. Verse 18. Tam prarathyantim lalana lalamam asevitaha sri charanai adristatam vatsan mano uchapaddah swasaram ko nanu manyeta buddho abhipyatam. What wise man would not welcome her, the very ornament of womanhood, the beloved daughter of Shambhu Manu and a sister of Uttanapad? Those who have not worshipped the gracious feet of goddess of fortune cannot even perceive her, yet she has come to her own accord to seek my hand. So those who have not worshipped Lakshmi will never get such a Grah Lakshmi, such wife. That's what it means. And she's sister of Uttanapad, the ruling king right now, because Priyavrta was already at the ashram of Devrishi Narad. So this is in the purport. Okay, this is the purport. Devhuti, Kardam Muni praised the beauty of qualified and the qualification of Devhuti in different ways. Devhuti was actually the ornament of all ornamented beautiful girls. A girl becomes beautiful by putting ornament on her body, but Devhuti was more beautiful than the ornaments. She was considered the ornament of ornamented beautiful girls. Demigods and Gandharvas attracted by her beauty. Kardam Muni, although a great sage, was not denizen of the heavenly planet, but it is mentioned in the previous verse that Visvavashu, who came from heaven, was also attracted by the beauty of Devhuti. Beside her personal beauty, she was a daughter of Emperor Swayambhu Manu and a sister of King Uttanapad, who could refuse the hand. Chakravarti Pad says this. Now verse number 19 and 20. The conditions now the conditions. Therefore I shall accept this chaste girl as my wife on the condition that after she bears the semen from my body, I shall accept the life of devotional service accepted by the most perfect human beings. That process was described by Lord Vishnu. It is free from envy. Now, अब वर्ष को पढ़िए. अतो भजयशे समयेन साध्वीं यावत् तेजो बिभर्यादात्मनो मे अतो धर्मान् पारमहंस्यः मुख्याम् शुक्ल प्रोक्तान बहुमन्यः अविश्मिश्रान. Shukla Proktan means spoken by Vishnu. Shukla Proktan is spoken by Vishnu. And Mishran is like enviousness or causing harm to others. So, Ato bhajisheva samyena sadvin. I will accept your this sadvim, Prabhupada says sadvim, the chaste girl. How long? Yavat tejo biba, as long as I will not beget child. And then I will accept the Paramahans Dharma, which means fourth stage of sannyas. Who told you this? Shukal Vakta Proktan. This was told by Lord Vishnu. And then I will not be envious to anybody. I will be friend to all the human beings. Purport. Kardamuni expressed his desire for a very beautiful wife to Emperor Swayambhu and accepted the emperor's daughter for marriage. Kardamuni was a hermitage practicing complete celibacy as a brahmachari, and although he had the desire to marry, he did not want to be householder for the whole span of his life because he was conversant with the Vedic principle of human life. According to the Vedic principle, the first part of the life should be utilized as a brahmachari for the development of character and spiritual qualities. In the next part of life, one may accept a wife and beget children, but one should not beget children like cats and dogs. Still there is something here. Kardamuni desired to beget a child who would be a ray of Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should beget a child who can perform the duties of the Vishnu. Otherwise, there is no need to produce children. Now, there are two types of children, Prabhupada will write. The bona fide grasta should have two types of children. Here it is. There are two kinds of children born of good fathers. Number one is educated in Krishna conscious so that he can be delivered from the cultures of Maya in that way, in that very life. And the second, is a ray of Supreme Personality of Godhead and teaches the world the ultimate goal of life. So either he should be a Krishna conscious person by training, or he should be a good preacher to reclaim the other conditioned souls. Sadhu. The son should be sadhu. As will be described in later chapter, Kardam Muni begot such a child Kapil, incarnation of personality of Godhead, who enunciated the philosophy of Sankhya. The great householders pray to God to send his representative so that there may be an auspicious moment in the human society. This is one reason to beget child. Another reason is that a highly enlightened parents can train a child in Krishna consciousness so that the child will not have to come back. The parent should see to that the child is born of those does not enter the womb of mother again. Unless one can train a child for liberation, in that life there is no need to marry or produce children. If the human society produced children like cats and dogs for the disturbance of the social order, then the world becomes hellish as it has in this age of Kali. In the age neither parents nor their children are trained. Both are animalistic and simply eat, sleep, mate, defend and gratify their senses. This disorder in the social life cannot bring peace to the human society. Kardam Muni explained beforehand that he would not associate where are we? Huh? With her until she had a child. In other words, sex life would be utilized only to produce, delivered from the cultures of Maya in a very life. And the other is the ray of Vishnu. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada, Kardam Muni explained beforehand that he would not associate with the girl Devhuti for the whole duration of life. He would simply associate with her until she had a child. In other words, sex life should be utilized only to produce nice child, not for any other purpose. Human life is specially meant for complete devotion to the service of Lord. That is the philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay? After fulfilling this responsibility, sannyas and engage in the perfectional Paramhans stage. Paramhans refer to the most highly elevated perfectional stage of life. Paramhans refer to the most highly elevated perfectional stage of life. There are 4 stages within the sannyas order. कौन सी हैं? कुटिचक, बाहुदक, परिवर्जक and Paramhans. Okay, Srila Prabhupada writes, Bhakti Vinod Thakur wanted such child, and Bhakti Siddhant is a ray of Vishnu. That's what Prabhupada is giving a current example. Now, oh, there was something here, Chakravarti Pad has written something. I will be a householder until I produce children. Then I will renounce. Samaya is a verbal agreement. Or I will accept girl when the power from my body will become fruitful. I will accept her when there is an opportunity after completing my austerities. Atmanam me Teja also refers to the Kapila, who is the power of my worshipable Lord. I will accept the chief dharma of Paramhansa, or the path of renowned bhakti, which is superior to that of Paramhansas, which has been explained directly by Vishnu Shukla and is without violence. I will give respect to that a worthy of performing. Next, 15 to 20. So last verse of this section. But your father's order was procreation, not renunciation. Kardam Muni, your father Brahma told you to increase generation. Why you renounce? So he said, actual father is Supreme Lord Vishnu. He told that you renounce. So I will accept the order of original father. That is the purport of this verse. Which father? This one same father is also when Pracheta are going to the and then Lord Shiva told him, no, not Prachetas, the son of Daksha, Haryashav, and the Nard told that you have to accept the order of your father, but the father's original father, not the present father. So this is the same mood. The highest authority for me is the unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom this wonderful creation emanates, in whom it is sustained, is the origin of all Prajapatis. The personality is meant to produce living entities in this world. So Srila Prabhupada's purport is quite lengthy. Beginning of creation, the Prajapatis were meant to produce a large population, which was to reside in the planets of the gigantic universe. But Kardam Muni said that although his father was Prajapati, who desired him to produce children, actually his origin was the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, because Vishnu is the origin of everything. He is the actual creator of this universe, and he is the actual maintainer, and when everything is annihilated, rest in him. So again, Prabhupada writes in Bhagavatam, this is the conclusion of Bhagavatam. For creation maintenance, there is a Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. But Brahma and Shiva are an expansion of Vishnu. Vishnu is originally taking care of whole maintenance. That is the most difficult part. So that Prabhupada writes all that. That is the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. For creation maintenance, there is a 3 deities, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. We know this. So what about this word? There are innumerable entities, and they have innumerable demands. No one but Vishnu can fulfill the innumerable demands of all innumerable living entities. What is this? Eko Bahunam Vidhati Kaman. Only Vishnu can do this. Nobody else can do that. So Vishnu is there, and his order is that to take sannyas. So I am taking sannyas. And then Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya is there. Kardam Muni preferred to devote his life as a servant of the Lord in Paramahansa knowledge, and to beget a child only for that purpose, not to beget numberless children to fill up the vacancies in the universe. The authority for this is the Lord alone, who arrives in the memory of you and me. Or this is a response to the objection. Your father's order was procreation and not renunciation. Samsthaya means is destroyed. Vava means certainly. The father of my father and others. The Lord is the final authority. I will follow his order alone and not my father's order. End of today's class. Now we have 19 more verses we will do in the next class. Okay? 21 to 27, Kardam marries Dehuti and Manu returns. And the last section from 28 to 39, the kingdom of Manu, and he is received there. So we'll finish this, I think. Okay? Hare Krishna.